Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
Where it's just like a really small, intimate room where you can just go watch a really good movie,
Sure.
and it be a private space. And it's like it go into AMC or something to like a big Regal Dome
I
flex
know.
to see like Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah, it's an odd one. Carolina's still around. All right, I am live. Hello, everybody. My name is Mark. I own Orbit DVD in West Asheville. I'm joined today by Charles. Charles has been doing our website stuff. So if you have any questions that are tech oriented or website oriented or whatever, or comments, we do appreciate feedback. We do understand that some of us are stuck in our ways. Trust me, we are dealing with that on a inter-employee level as well. We truly understand that maybe you like things the way they were, and then things are new. So we will treat that appropriately, I guess. But anyway, I guess we start off saying thank you so much. Okay, this jacket's kind of warm up here. Thank you so much for last week. I have been doing retail for approaching, I guess, well, it's 30 years. It's over 30 years now. First starting in mall stores and record stores, and then Blockbusters and things like that. I just absolutely hate Black Friday. I cannot stand it. However, I do realize that there is a lot of value in that, and a lot of you love doing that. So so we decided to do a Black Friday sale, and it went extremely well. So thank you so much, everybody who participated in that. We did basically an overstock sale. Lots of new releases available as well. But anyway, that sale is over. Kinda. We have now kept some items on for 30% off. 30% off. A lot of it, if you go in our banner, the banner on the website, you'll see this. Most of it's Vinegar Syndrome. But
Also pinned in the chat.
I'll pin the chat. I see it right there. Yeah. So yeah. Just click on the chat, and you got it right there. But anyway, 30% off. I will go to 40% off and 50% off and this and the other till this shit. Okay. So I was watching the Alton Brown live stream for Thanksgiving. I love Alton Brown, big fan. And his wife said that apparently they have web experts. You should have known this, but apparently don't cuss in the first 10 minutes of the YouTube video, and your algorithm is better than it will be. So more people will see. No, you disagree. Okay, you disagree. All right. But anyway, oh well, fuck it at this point, right? So we're going forward. We're going forward with the cussing, I guess. But anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, we're going to liquidate what I want to liquidate. So whatever's on that site, on the 30% off. Whatever's left over next week will be 40%, 50%, stuff like that. So you can roll the dice, wait till it's 50% off of our already low prices, or you can buy it now. But anyway, thank you so much for Black Friday sale. It's maybe too soon to talk New Year's resolutions, but my goal is to at least have a good major sale a month, if not more than that, for the next year. So we understand you guys love sales. We're definitely in the economy where sales are beneficial for everybody. And I'm just lining up some stuff for the first of the year, and then we'll work on the rest. So thank you so much for that. All right, moving on. So the new format basically is me just blowing through what I normally blow through, which is show the used stuff, and then talk about pre-orders and releases, restocks, and upcoming, and then I'll go through questions. But anyway, like I said a couple minutes ago, we have Charles here. Charles has been handling our SEO/website. We have been flogging him to death with questions and not mistakes. He doesn't make mistakes.
I make a lot of mistakes.
He's perfect. He's perfect. But anyway, we make mistakes and we want him to correct it all. But anyway, there's some major changes in our back end and then I guess under the hood, and also what you see on the website itself. So if you have any questions for Charles, feel free to ask them during this time. And then when I scroll up and start looking at questions, he's around to answer them a little better than I can. So anyway, let's get going here. Used haul. Absolutely love this part of the. It's my favorite segment of this whole live stream stuff is showing you the used crap we buy from you guys on a weekly basis. It's not crap. Well, it's never crap. I affectionately refer to everything as crap, but sort of keeping the theme a little bit of the Steelbook Palooza. Lots of Steelbook stuff to talk about today. So I got a lot of Steelbooks to show you here in a minute with used stuff and then new stuff coming up. But anyway, if you want to sell me stuff or trade me stuff, I'll tell you how to do that in a minute. Everything I'm going to show you right now is going to go live on the website at 5 p.m. At 5 p.m., these are going to go live on the website. So let's start off with some older horror titles. Love them to death. Oh, this camera has changed. I'm not confused anymore. This is great. So thank you, Charles. Oh, wait, no, I'm still a little confused. So anyway, here is the Vincent Price collection from Australia. It's out of print. Anyway, it's got the hits on here. House, I mean, it's actually, this moves beyond the Corman Post stuff as well. But you know, House of Usher's on there, Masquerade Death, of course, but also has Witchfinder General and House on Haunted Hill. But yeah, really great collection. This has been out of print for a long time, so the price is up there a little bit. I apologize in advance about this one. Just don't look this one up. Forget it. I had no idea that these were out of print until they were out of print. I love these. This was sort of the, like the C level, D level Universal Horror series. I had all these on VHS when they came out. Big fan of them. But anyway, Shout Factory did an excellent job releasing a lot of the Universal horrors that were not really on the upper tier of Universal Horror. So no Dracula, Frankenstein, Mummy, that type of thing. But anyway, I guess these are out of print now. But here is this one with Black Castle, Cult of the Cobra, Thing That Couldn't Die, and Shadow of the Cat. And this is actually going pretty late into Universal Horror Land here. Shadow of the Cat's like 61, but anyway, sorry about the price, but yeah, it is what it is, right? All right, let's see here. A company that we did try to work with in the past, but totally understand that they really can't help us, is the excellent Korean company Plain Archive. Big fan of these guys. They put out some really quality, amazing work. They basically said, "Hey, we can't really do much with you guys," and I totally understand that for sure. But anyway, here is Prisoners. Denis Villeneuve. This is a Blu-ray. It's not a 4K. But anyway, here it is. Prisoners. Excellent, excellent, excellent release by these guys. Beautiful. Out of print, like always, right? A lot of this stuff's out of print. But anyway, well, here is. There's Hugh, and there is Jake. That's really nice. All right, so the final three here are Steelbooks. So let's start with, I guess, the cheapest one, which will be this one, which is Violent Night. This came out a couple years ago from Universal in the UK. Really nice set. Beautiful set of that. There is David Harbour. Of course, he is in the last season of Stranger Things. Here's a Zavi exclusive. If you have not seen, Zavi has announced a new sub-label or label, and they're releasing the Untouchables in the UK. But anyway, here is Poltergeist. This is the Ultimate Collector's Edition. So if you prefer this over the Steelbook or the Vault version that we have available right now, this is an excellent choice. Anyway, there is Poltergeist. Oh, Poltergeist. There you go. And let me finish it up with something that will be very relevant for what I'm ready to talk about after pre-orders, which is Steven Spielberg 4K Steelbook. I got a couple to talk about coming up here. So anyway, here is much out of print Saving Private Ryan. I can't remember if this was a Best Buy exclusive. There you go. Now I love this one because even if it's scratched, it looks like it's still part of the artwork. Love it. Anyway, this is very out of print, so keep that in mind. My guess is The Paramount DreamWorks said they will probably have another version coming out before too long. So anyway, used haul for the week. If there's anything you want to sell me or trade me, the best thing to do is to stack your movies and take photos like so. Like so. Give me photos. Send those photos to webmail@orbitdvd.com. That is webmail@orbitdvd.com. I'll give you a quote if you like that quote. Mail them in carefully, like these people did. These are all in excellent shape. After a quality check, I'll give you either cash or credit. So keep that in mind. That is the used haul for the week. All right, moving on to, like I said, I'm going to barrel through this stuff, and then we'll go up to, although it looks like Charles is answering questions as we go here. Yep, yes, a little bit. Okay, all right. So start with some pre-orders. So we talked about this last week. Didn't give you specifics, but anyway, the biggest news of the month, or last month, of course, is the Arrow announcements. And boy, they had some amazing stuff they announced for pre-order. If you haven't picked these up yet, Excalibur 4K, Westworld 4K, American Yakuza, The Visitor 4K, and then over in England we have the Peking Opera Blues 4K, the Sonic Collection, and then probably the sleeper of maybe the year, maybe due to the remake out this year, is Save the Green Planet. One of the best Korean films ever made, I think, and a lot of people agree. And I'm super happy that this is being released in 4K. It's going to look amazing. Anyway, that is Arrow. Well, let's talk about the remake. It's Begonia. There is I believe there's a Steelbook available, and also maybe a Steelbook. I can't remember what UK is putting out, but there's also a regular 4K that's available on the site now. From our friends at Hammer, big year for Hammer. And I love the fact that they're not just putting out horror films. I know everybody's like itching for horror films, but lots of great stuff coming out. But anyway, this was a good one. If you've never seen this one before, Stolen Face 4K. From our really good friends at Second Run, love their releases. Big fan of their stuff. Beauty and the Beast is a beast. That could be, if you add up all the totals of the year, that could be one of the biggest releases of the year, even though it came out a few years ago. Anyway, Knights of the Teutonic Order. There's a whole slew, actually 2 months worth of 88 films pre-orders up on the site now. This one is a big one. Sorority House Massacre 4K, also Protector 4K. I forgot the other Jackie Chan. But anyway, lots of 88 films on the site now pre-order. From Shout Factory, we have Prison on Fire 1 and 2. These films are excellent. It's part of the Golden Princess catalog, 4K. And then finally, we just put this up this morning, is Radiance. So Radiance, US and UK titles. Now this one's got a little bit of cross-pollination in a weird way. The big one to talk about is Cutter's Way 4K. If you've never seen Cutter's Way, excellent, maybe anti-film noir, neo-noir. I don't know exactly what you call this film. Maybe also perhaps I think perhaps a inspiration for Big Lebowski in a weird way. And then also you got Miike, Takashi Miike, multiple ways. If you want him in a box set, the Underworld Collection is available, only UK edition, which we have, of course. And then there's one film available from him in the US. So get on the site. You'll see all the pre-orders coming up. We had a humongous pre-order week this past week. So there's lots of new pre-orders to talk about, to see. So get on the pre-orders and you'll see for yourself. But that's the pre-orders for the week. All right, moving on to new releases. Oh boy, here we go. So I stocked up a lot on these. I think these are going to be great sellers through Christmas. Steelbooks have been, like just not really in the back burner for us, but like it really seemed to have exploded this year with Sony. And this, I know it's always been very popular, especially with the Best Buy exclusives and things like that. But anyway, our business really ticked up a lot once these Sony Steelbooks come out. So let's start off with a Sony one, and this is Anaconda 4K Steelbook. This is the US edition. This is extremely limited. This is very limited. We can't even see it on the websites we order from anymore. So this is already gone as far as a pre-order process goes. Of course, this is going to be a tie-in with the new movie coming out with Jack Black and Paul Rudd, where they're trying to recreate the movie Anaconda somewhere. Which, it might be a hit, might not. We'll see what happens. Comedies don't do well in the theater anymore. But anyway, once this is gone, this is gone. However, we do have a backup. I bought a decent amount of copies of the UK edition as well, and the price is the same. Usually, the UK editions versus the US editions might be a little more expensive, but the price will be the same. So, this is the US edition is available right now, and then once these sell out, we'll go on to the UK editions. All right, from Paramount, as promised, 4K Steelbook. Here is Catch Me If You Can. There you go. Beautiful. I need to watch this again. I haven't seen this in a while. Really, really good film. DiCaprio still looks young. Dating people maybe closer to his age. We'll see. Then finally, well, not finally, but the last Steelbook I guess I'll talk about. Well, I'll talk about some more Steelbooks. But anyway, the last one I'll show you is another Spielberg. Now, I did watch this one again. This one holds up amazingly well. Of course, it's Spielberg. It's sci-fi. It's big budget. Great cast, amazing cast. Like every actor in this film, and they're all amazing in this film. This is a rewatch over and over and over again. This is Minority Report on Steelbook, so I'm really excited to actually take this one home. Actually, I'll take the standard home. I'm not a big Steelbook fan, but anyway, I can't wait to see what this looks like. All right, moving on to this one. You might know we've already put out. Don't sleep on this one if you have not bought it yet, but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm seeing on my distributor's website, both 4K and Blu-ray are already sold out. We are completely out of the Blu-ray. I'm hoping to get some more 4Ks. We sold through half of what we put on the website. So if you've been holding off on TMNT, do not. I truly think that this is going to sell out very fast everywhere. So keep that in mind. This one I didn't take home. I should take this one home. I'd sell it to you first because I'm that type of guy. But Tom and Jerry Golden Era Anthology, I think it's over 100 shorts. This is it, guys. This is an amazing set. It came with a slipcover. We'll see if it comes again with a slipcover. We sold out immediately, and we'll get restocked probably the next couple of weeks. All the Vinegar Syndrome partner label movies are for sale now. We got those on the site. In addition to online copies of The Keep. We have The Keep, I guess they're calling it retail variants, whatever that is, but I kind of prefer this slipcover, to be honest. I think this slipcover looks a lot better than the original slipcover they had, but that's just my own personal opinion, mainly because I can stock it. All right, moving on to also The Passenger. Arrow put out the 4K of The Apartment. Great film, The Apartment. Also, Steve Canal put out the Agatha Christie collection in 4K and also Blu-ray. Shout Factory. We're expecting restocks of this any day now. It's been held up somewhere. They keep saying they're out for delivery for 2 days now, but the killer from Shout Factory, we are getting restocks into that pretty soon. And then this one came in super duper early from our friends in Australia, but Shawshock Volume 2, that came in as well. So anyway, tons of new releases out there. Just get on the website and you'll see. Hey, Danny. Oh, there we go. All right. Busy day up here. All right, restocks. Let's keep talking about Steelbooks. TRON, we keep seeing TRONs trickling in. Not enough to put on the website. I can't put 5 copies of TRON on when like say hundreds of people have a back in stock notification, but we are expecting multiple copies of that to come in any day now. In addition to, I think we're very close to getting Night of the Living Dead restock of that one as well, the Steelbook. Upcoming. These have fulfilled the pre-orders, and then we're going to go live for these tomorrow. Minority Report, the standard edition with a slipcover, and then Catch Me If You Can, also slipcover. Emperor's New Groove, Disney with slipcover. The Gray Steelbook, that should be coming out tomorrow. Black Christmas Steelbook, that's the original. They didn't put that one from the 2000s, right? That's a good remake. We are expecting this sometime soon, hopefully next week. Radiance Films release of Night of the Juggler 4K should be pretty soon. So keep that in mind. And then two films that we have TBA. One's been TBA for a very long time, but it is finally fulfilling. This is Massacre Videos, Murder Set Pieces, and then finally from Deaf Crocodile, they profusely and humbly apologize about the delay for the Norbert Pfaffenbichler's 2551 trilogy. But anyway, that is it for me. I will scroll up and answer whatever questions you might have here. All right. Almost got me with that Frankenhooker pre-order, patiently waiting for 4K. Yeah, I would keep waiting. Any copies of that close range 4K coming in soon? Yes. Usually with Vinegar Syndrome and these huge sales they have, they do a pretty good job at giving us our copies. Glasses off a little bit. Pretty soon. So I say probably within. I say not this next week, but probably a week after that, we'll see copies of it. Do you know when you're receiving Angel's Egg from Umbrella? That has been starting to fulfill. Not all the copies we need, but we should be starting to see Angel Egg coming in on Friday, and then any extra copies will show up at probably a few days after. So we will start fulfilling pre-orders for Angel's Egg on Friday. Will you be getting the German Steelbook of Hellraiser 2022 from Turbine? So Turbine is usually like some of this stuff's a website exclusive. However, they've been able to they've been kind of like loosening that up a little bit. My guess is that we can probably get the media books and maybe the Steelbook will be an exclusive. We're going to find out. We have reached out to our contact in Germany and we will let you know. Any insider info when the student bodies release will actually be arriving? Student bodies, which version of student bodies are we talking about? I think they just put up let's see here. Not seeing how much for student bodies. It's there we go. This one. TerraVision. All right, so TerraVision. When you order a TerraVision pre-order, just know that they're going to do the best job and just put it out. You know, let's dates are just relative, man. Times are just relative with TerraVision. I don't have a date. I can't give you anything. Amazingly fast shipping for the sale. Order on Tuesday, get on Black Friday. Yeah, so this is one of the more unusual sales where basically I was just selling overstock and we had the stuff here. So in most cases, when we partner with a label or company to sell their product, we sell the stuff, we order the stuff, it gets shipped to us, and we mail it out. This stuff we had in the store, so it's out the door. But thank you. Saw the stock counter on some of the Black Friday items. Is that implemented only for the sale items? The whole site? Yeah. I see the answer. I'm for it. I don't think there's a reason not to do it. So go for it. Yeah, make it so.
I'll explain more. I think we'll probably on anything we maybe just have one or two of, but anything we have a substantial amount of, I want to make sure that people know. So I'm going to be setting it up so that especially it shows up for stuff that we will not get again. Just
Okay.
keep those product pages nice and pretty.
Cool. All right. I don't know if you heard any of that, but yes, the answer is yes. Not complaining, but can you get the site fixed like it was before the update? Nope. I know the site says no cancels on pre-orders, but there's a chance of doing it. Y'all added a pre-order to the site that I'd love to add to my order instead of placing a whole another order. Yeah, for right now, we're going through some major changes in the back end under the hood. Like I said, as far as pre-orders go, I think the end result would be a better level of flexibility for everybody. I would say in the future that this could possibly happen, but for right now, we got this. We're taking one day at a time. We have an app team that is working on these changes, and it's pretty difficult right now to be able to do it. But I will say in the future, probably not. There is an option. Some people don't like this option, but if you're just doing pre-orders, you should be okay, which is to cancel your order completely and then you buy it again, including the pre-order item you want to add. So if you want to do that, just reach out to the shippers at webmail at orbitdvd.com and just explain, say, hey, I want to add this. I'm happy with just canceling the order and reordering it, and go that route. The Creeps 4K with slipcover getting more. I believe we are. Is TerraVision going to be sending you Gatorbait soon? Just answer TerraVision. Will you be getting Spellbinder in? No idea. So many movies. Who's putting out Spellbinder? If it's any of the companies we work with, then the answer is yes. We be getting Clown 4K from Turbine. Yeah, I believe we are doing that. Hitchcock 9. We have cleared. We were getting some credit from the distributor that not destroyed, but crunched. We got a handful of copies left of that, and we will be making those live on the site pretty soon. I say probably a next week thing. We're going to Chicago tomorrow, so me and Deb, the other owner, will not be here, but we will be making some more copies live on the site um, with a discount. They got some crunch corners to them, but the answer is yes. Clown 4K from Turbine, yes. Creepshow, the complete series, Blu-ray, more coming. Yes, I do expect that to come. We'd be stocking the Andy Kaufman documentary. Thank you very much. Also, any news on the Thunderbirds collection? So Thunderbirds, their TBA is winter 2025. So I'm still going with that. So that means that we could possibly have a Christmas release of Thunderbirds. We'll see. Remember, winter solstice starts the 21st. 20th, I can't remember these solstices and stuff. But anyway, they were saying winter, so I'm going with that. Of course, winter is 3 months, and we'll we'll see if it's the beginning of winter or the end of winter. But I'll look into the Kaufman documentary. Sorry, I missed it. Any more dollars trilogy expected from Arrow? Yeah. So basically, this happens every year with Arrow. Uh, because of the holidays and that they have sales and things like that, they run out of stuff. So basically what we're seeing is their most popular 4K titles, which are Silence of the Lambs, Lighthouse, Crash, King of New York, this, that, and the other, they sell out. And then they have to make more. So we just have to wait for a restock of these titles, but we will be getting a ton of copies of all three standard editions of Fistful of Dollars for a few dollars more and Good, Bad, and the Ugly. They're not out of print. They're just out. and we just have to. This, like I said, this happens every single Christmas or holiday season with Arrow. They just run out of stuff. Got my copy of the Keep, and the pics on the website don't do it justice. Thanks. Yeah, I truly, I want to say like they approached us about doing this type of release, which is a retail only release of a film that they put out before, and a film that I maybe kind of famously kind of had a blowout with. But anyway, I wouldn't say we're skeptical, but we were interested, and we're super excited. We're happy about the amount that we sold. We sold a lot of pre-orders of the Keep, and then once again, thank you, Vinegar Syndrome, for giving us the opportunity to do a pre-order. No, we normally can't do that. And then second, I love this. I love this cover. I think it's great. I think it's great. So, uh, kudos. Yeah, double thank you, Vinegar Syndrome. TerraVision ended up sending the extra junk first from Student Bodies without the actual movie because it's not done yet. Kind of like when I bought Star Wars toys in '77, right? We be getting the Vinegar Syndrome's New Rose Hotel Blu-ray? No. Uh, so after, so what happened last year is the Keep came out. The Keep was probably the most popular title I think Vinegar Syndrome ever had, uh, personally. But anyway, we were limited to 50 copies. Understandable. That's their policy. I get it. But uh, what happened once we got those 50 copies in was shitty. It was terrible. We saw the worst side of a lot of people. They blamed us for ruining everything: their Christmas, their birthday, their year. Even though they had 2 full days to buy it on Vinegar Syndrome's website, they didn't do it. But anyway, after that, I kind of made a commitment to myself, and I've stuck to it. Is I cannot carve out time to order Vinegar Syndrome titles when they're made available to me. So in most cases, it's the first of the month. I've had to pull over my car on vacation before and order Vinegar Syndrome. I'm not going to do that anymore. Uh, and that's the case. And like we were extremely busy this past week with all the sales and just being a holiday rush and all this stuff. I did not have the time to sit down and order New Rose Hotel. It it might have already been sold out by the time it was made available to me. I don't know, but we are not getting New Rose Hotel. Um, hopefully, you understand my reasoning behind that. Restocks for Naked Gun 2025 to the 4K. Oh yeah, they're coming. Is there any chance the Curse of Frankenstein will be added back to the sale? Nope, nope. We're happy with what we sold, and we're going to be sticking on the stock that we have now. Any word on the imprint Lifeforce? I think it's pretty soon, right? Keep an eye on that. Mark, blink twice if you've heard from Arrow that Hard Boiled is coming soon. When can I expect Reanimator limited edition from Second Sight films to arrive? Well, they delayed it a week, so I guess it's the week of Christmas, right? I think that's right. TerraVision has a small team. I've ordered directly from them for a long time. Rest assured, Ryan will get your stuff to you ASAP. We're okay. Let me say that we're friends with TerraVision. We love everybody involved with TerraVision. We're friends with like the people, the staff. We're friends with Ryan. I have people on my phone. I've been to all the museums. So we are humongous fans of TerraVision. Uh, and we do know. I would prefer people to do the best work they can and take the time to do so than try to, like some other companies, to rush stuff off and just deal with chips how they lie. Like it's okay, we know this is fucked up, we're going to send it out already, and just deal with half the people they're going to say this doesn't work, or there's something missing or whatever. So TerraVision, I think, takes the time. They do great work, and I have no doubt that all this stuff will be coming soon, I guess. Do you have to watch Gator Bay for Christmas? Maybe. Is that something? Is it if it's a family tradition? I can understand where you're upset. Did anyone already ask about Turbine Hellraiser 2022? Yeah, yeah. We're going to carry whatever the 4K versions are available. We're going to check on the Steelbook. We don't know if we can get that or not. But what we have seen is when Germany releases a 4K, a lot of times there'll be other 4Ks from around the world. So this title, oddly enough, it's a great film in the, I guess, Hellraiser filmography, canon, where you want to call it. But I'm shocked it hasn't had a proper release before, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it.
It sounds like you're preventing someone in West Virginia from gator baiting.
Is there any gators in West Virginia?
It's a West Virginia family tradition. Walk gator bait on Christmas Eve.
A good fallback is Boggy Creek. Just watch Boggy Creek, right? Everybody thinks Boggy Creek's in their hometown anyway. Will the Silent Night, Deadly Night imprint box set be arriving soon? We'll see. I haven't seen anything. Well, actually, I can't tell you. Oh, maybe I can't. I can look here. Let me look here. You're making me look here on my phone. We got an Australian shipment coming. Crash Humpers. Smoky Mountain Christmas. We're no Smokies, by the way. More copies of The Fall. Angel Egg, Bambi, G.I. Samurai, Lake Mungo, Quest for Fire. More Strange Circuses are coming. I think Rubber's Lovers are coming.
Got a lot of searches for Angel Egg.
Yeah, Angel Egg is a big one. Yeah, that's going to be a huge release. More copies of Tales of Adventure Volume 9. So, not yet. Maybe next week. We'll see. There should be gators in West Virginia, specifically 2 of them on my DVD shelf. Right. Will you be getting any Turbine Hellraiser 2022s? Yes, we're going to work on that. Also, thank you for being such an amazing online experience. Planning on making my way to the brick and mortar next year. Thank you very much. We love seeing everybody coming in. We see people coming in every day, make it sort of a pilgrimage or, just stopping by. We're humbled. That's very humbling. Thank you. All right. Any more questions? I caught up.
Seats roll over there.
What's that?
Said my light went to sleep.
So okay.
Person will be having their partner label sale tomorrow. When will you expect to receive the new partner label amount tomorrow for sale?
So how Vinegar Syndrome works is we will see the month's orders usually on the first, the titles, and then we will order the titles, and then we'll see them towards the end of the month. We don't really see them before that. So usually if we're lucky, the third week of the month, that kind of happened. Well, it didn't happen this past month, but probably will be the last week of the month.
About you putting on a stopwatch because I really struggle to shut up sometimes.
All right. Have you heard of anyone attempting to release Pontypool in 4K? That'd be amazing. Barry Lyndon 4K Steelbook more. Yes. Back in stock notification, sign up. Garbage Pal. There's a great fast food restaurant near us, about an hour away, actually where my son lives, called Pal's. It's probably a dozen Pals up there in Johnson City and Kingsport and stuff like that. Garbage Pail kids are on the way. Not meaning next couple days, but whenever Vinegar Syndrome can sift through the sale, we'll get them. Not a question about what you're selling, but what have been your favorite movies you watched in 2025? We could change weekly, I guess. And also, like, we were just talking about this earlier. It's like there's really two lists that we can give for best of the year. One is of course the new movies released for the year, and then the other list is reissues. Like what we love, where our business mostly is, which is what I see the most of. Actually, I would just go ahead on top of that list. I would say, well, let me start off like best of the year. I mentioned this last week. Nothing's really jazzed me a ton. There's some really good stuff. I say Weapons is up there. I'm waiting to see. I'll probably see Begonia next week. I liked Companion a lot. Companion, I think, is up there for me, mainly because Sophie shops with us. So maybe a little bit of bias there. Hello, Sophie, if you're around. What else is out there? I haven't seen Bring Her Back yet. I haven't seen, like I said, I've seen Begonia. I just watched. What's been kind of surprising me this year. So a lot of this is like I've been pleasantly surprised. Let me not, maybe not say I was blown away. So everything's a level of good for me right this year. Nothing's really seen has sucked. I think, like some stuff for expectations are too high. I'm like going, well, I still liked it, but it's down here. Say like a Sinners. Sinners is good, very good, but it's like someone told me it's the best vampire film since From Dusk Till Dawn. It's like no. That's Let the Right One In. But anyway, so I have that expectation level and they're down. And then what's surprising me is stuff I have lower expectations to, stuff that is, sort of franchise or whatever. So like superhero films, I'm gonna probably watch Jurassic Park tonight. I heard that's really good. The new one. I watched Superman. I liked it actually quite a bit. I really enjoyed Superman. It was funny. It moved fast. It felt like a comic book to me, more so than the more super serious ones out there. But I also heard the Fantastic Four, and then what's the one that's is it Thunderbolts? The Harbor and Florence Pugh. Yeah, I heard that's pretty good. I'm gonna watch that probably for the end of the year. So I was a little burnt out, like a lot of us burn out on the superhero stuff, but I heard the ones that this year came out are good. So that's basically it.
Superman was.
I like Superman a lot. It's basically more of a Justice League origin story, I think, than a Superman origin story, which is fine by me. Who would get to play Batman? I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, I've enjoyed a lot, pretty much everything. Of course, now I'm picking and choosing. I still want to see Caught Stealing. I still want to see Together. What else is out there? So I haven't seen that stuff. Now then, reissues up there for me is anything like the Hammer, Curse of Frankenstein slash excuse me, Captain Kronos. Those are top tier releases for me. Of course, Arrow's Good, Bad, and the Ugly, The Man with No Name trilogy, absolutely incredible. Shawscope Volume 4 from Arrow, absolutely incredible. What else is out there? Hungry Snake Woman from Mono Macabro. Thank you, Mono. Let me give just a shout out to Mono Macabro. They are just absolutely that's my jam. Mondo Macabro is my jam. That's basically all that weird shit they put out. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I would say Severance in My Skin. That is an amazing film. You haven't seen that yet. Their version they put out is incredible. I haven't seen the Radiance version of that. Radiance Daughters of Darkness. I do love the Blue Underground version, but the Radiance version is, I think, it's a touch better. There's a lot of reissues out there that I think merit some praise for sure. So yeah, I mean, like I'll be formulating a list, I think, as time goes on this month. Kids 4K, you guys, I'm sure order that. I haven't seen a kids 4K. We have the Umbrella kids. Is there kids 4K? Begonia I saw twice in theater, so glad. Save the yes, Green Planet's coming out 4K. Yeah, like I said, like that really. So what turned us on initially to Korean cinema was Save the Green Planet and the films of uh, much missed Kim Ki Duck. He was incredible, and of course, after that, we got turned on to Bong Joon-ho and Chan-wook Park and all the other guys, and it's just been off to the Korean cinema is one of the best. If you have to lump a country together, Korean cinema is really the bee's knees, I think. Is there a chance the Keep will sell out? I do believe it will eventually sell out. It is moving fast. We were able to order more copies. They're on live on the website now. So don't. I would say you're probably good for the next few weeks, but don't dawdle on it. One Battle After the Other is a movie of the year for me. Yeah, I'm dying to see that. Eddington is I want to see Eddington as well. Yeah, Eddington. Okay. I love movies where like a great example in the past 10 years would be Mother. Like you're gonna love it, hate it, and I feel like that recent Ari Aster films are kind of like that. Where like you're gonna love this movie or absolutely hate it. I That's my jam too. I love that stuff. Like I'm not gonna play it safe. It's like I'm gonna make this, and you're gonna love this or you're gonna hate this. So it's like, yeah, give it to me. Are you planning on watching Kill Bill: The Whole Bloody Affair releasing this week? I am not. Now that I'm going to Chicago tomorrow, which the high is supposed to be 15, so we might end up in a theater.
Some of us here at the shop are going.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So basically, I guess the only thing that's different, right, is a black and white segment and then the animated segment, right? That's legendary, cut or just change footage from those two films. More City on Fire from Arrow coming? Yeah, absolutely. That any day now. Pretty crazy to me that Save the Green Planet, Old Boy, and Memories from Murder came out that same year. Great year, right? Really great year. I love Korean cinema. They subvert American narrative structure and throw genres in a blender. Yeah, and I always try to describe to people Korean cinema was imagine Japanese cinema where stuff could be just absolutely bonkers and crazy, insane, violent, just over the top, but then the direction and then the screenwriting, just the fact that the character development in Korean cinema is just so developed, so incredible. Just going back to, let's say just use Host as an example. It should be just a monster movie of people running around, and boy, you really start feeling for everybody involved in that situation and stuff. So it's like that's really where like, you start feeling, wow, this is something different. All right. I think I've caught up here. All right, to recap, lots of steel books available on the site now. We got lots of copies of these, but people do seek steel books out online, so those could end up selling out. Um, Tons of pre-orders. Make sure you get your copies of Excalibur, Westworld, um, all the great 88 stuff that just got released, all the great Radiance stuff. Imprint just put out their Asian line as well, so keep an eye on that. Um, and I'm going to Chicago. We're going to have family Christmas in Chicago. So it's me, Deb, and then our two children are going to be there. So our daughter lives in Chicago, and we just like going up there. It's actually I love big city Christmas holiday. I think it's great. We did it last year, and then we were going to do it again this year. Always the weather's always not the best, but we'll manage. Vinegar Syndrome hitting the site tomorrow. Well, the partner label Vinegar Syndrome titles from November are on the site now. They just got dropped today. I wonder if Michael Mann is aware his movie The Keep is doing well. I don't think he gives a shit. He doesn't care. He's doing Heat 2, right? So he's starting to work on Heat 2, meaning the years and years of research has begun for Michael Mann. It's especially cold for this time of year in Chicago. I spent 12 years there. Yeah, our daughter's been there for 5 years. She hasn't really experienced, I think, a true Chicago winter, but this might be the one. We'll see what happens. Deb is a Youper. She's a Michigan girl, so she is quite used to this brutally cold temperature. So I think she's going to be okay. She's been making fun of me all week. But I have a parka and then some huge snow boots that almost look like moon boots from a Kiss show from the 70s. But we're also going to Norway next month to see the Northern Lights. So we are gearing up for that. Chicago actually might be colder than Norway. We'll see what happens. But anyway, Restless Records, 8-track hunting. They don't have 8-tracks in Restless. I tried. However, my good friend at Bric-a-Brac, lots of great 8-tracks last time I went there. So shout out to Bric-a-Brac if you've never been. Big fan of Bric-a-Brac. All right. That's it. I will talk to y'all.
Well,
Oh,
do you want me to talk to and answer questions? Yeah.
okay. Yes, I'm gonna give the floor to Charles.
I'm just gonna hop in.
Hop in. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna hop off and then use the bathroom. Yeah. How about you hop on, and then when I come back, you hop off. Yeah. If you have any technical questions, now's the time to ask them. Website questions or how to do things. Here's Charles.
So yeah, I actually just wanted to answer some things because I do get a lot of messages about the website and how things have been changing and what types of features we've actually been adding. So just wanted to let everyone know that really just been taking as much feedback in as possible as we've been just trying to reshape and redevelop a lot of the website based upon what we already had and the features that were already present, and to just try and get those to work. So we're working on improving the filters on the site. So if y'all go into search on the left hand side now, you should have those filters, but will let you break it down by condition, by format, but also by region code. And as well, we're going to have it so that you can also see it based upon if you're under new, the release date, how far back it has been released, if it's a release from this week, or if it's in the future and it's a pre-order. So just trying to make it a lot easier for people to be able to scan and go through all of the dates. Yes, regarding and I'm just reading some notes based upon just some other questions I've gotten. We want to make the restocks a lot more visible for people to know when we have those in. For items that are going to be out of print, limited runs, things that we don't expect we're going to get a lot more of. To answer that earlier question, yes, we're working on adding in an inventory bar for anything like that, where we feel like, hey, we have 100 of this in, and we might not get another 100 in. So that's a feature I think that would be really beneficial. And just as some goals that we're still setting, as I think if you took advantage of the Black Friday deal, I know last week there were some questions about how the sale applied at checkout. That was something that we had been working on changing over. So now those sales, so a 20% off, will show directly on the product page. I'm currently working with the rest of this team here so that we can get all of the release dates on our products a lot clearer and to make those new released pages work better. I think I've heard a lot of questions about the new release pages and how when products get added to the site and where to find them and where to see them.
a complication with a lot of our listings is that many of them we do both used, we do video games, we have a lot of different products, and a lot of it can get listed or updated at different times. So we're working right now to try and find a way to make it so that we can get it organized as best as possible, and that goes for both pre-orders, but also those new releases, so you can sort through them month by month. I'm also working on trying to make the free shipping easier to tell, where you'd be able to actually see when you have that free shipping. Our big goal in 2026 is to really improve how people can find any of our used products. We have a lot of products that we are buying in where you're going to be able to get a really good deal on something that is, we are really fortunate that we have a lot of collectors that really take care of their items really, really well. And occasionally when we have people that are either they're changing, they're moving, they just need a little bit more money, we get really good copies of those movies in, and we're working on having a system that's going to make it so that if you want to find those movies, it's going to be really easy, and you can have all information right there. Try to make it as possible so you have confidence in what you're buying. That's a big priority, and something we always take great pride in is how good the shipping is and how good of the conditions the movies are in. So we want to keep doing that. And yeah, trying to make some of these YouTube videos and these drops also easier so that y'all in the audience will be able to pick up the movies right after Mark announces them. For the 81 of you that are still here, and now there's Mark. Perfect timing. Here is my survey question. Do you prefer the Wishlist app or the Email Me Back in Stock app? There is some overlap in the two. And if people really, really love the Wishlist app, I think we could potentially add more features to it. But it would make it so that if you wanted to get an email update, you would be using that instead of using the separate Email Me When Back in Stock, and just make it in one system and one platform. But if people really love the Email Me When Back in Stock, you don't have to sign in, and that has worked really, really well, then that is something that we will, work to keep that feature on the website. But if we can consolidate it down and make it easier to use, we also want to do that. So, the fear of change is horrible, but at the same time, if I can make any of this just easier, the better. And next, this is to the not 82 of you, but we actually get some views on YouTube. So if you are listening to this or watching this later, leave a comment. We are going to be going through the comments of these now more regularly. So if you have a question for Mark, question about Orbit, a question about what we will be, potentially keeping back in stock or anything like that, you can. I know, man. I know. Boy, it's the if I could get the stash down, but yeah, my hair, not quite. Um, yeah, I'm the web guy. Hi, 15 years Orbit customer, general tech mutt. But if you have any questions or any comments about Orbit or anything else y'all want to ask, feel free to leave it here in this. Oh boy, I wish. Oh boy, I wish. I wish a 50% off cheat code would work. That would be so nice. Well, I appreciate that. Thank y'all. Thank y'all very much. But yeah, if you have any questions about the website, about any of that, is something that we're working on. We want to, because it's so the question was, have the back and stop text notifications been fixed? And actually, I'll answer your yes, Zach. I'll get to that one. But have back in stock text notifications been fixed? So the question is, it comes back to kind of the Wishlist app, and then the back in stock app, and which one of those would be better to invest in for those features. Especially with rules around texting and sending out mass text marketing. Having multiple different systems we're working in has been real. Oh, better. I got too close. I get too loud. How's that? There we go. So yeah, if there is one system we can invest in, I think especially allowing for multiple different wish lists would be good. I don't know if y'all would like that, but you could have a pre-order wish list and a regular wish list and have separate groups. There's a lot of different features there that I would like to explore more, but if we could consolidate those apps down, I think that would be best. And then, especially from a website performance aspect, and also just the fact that, we are paying for these apps to make things on the website function a little bit better. So, if we can invest in a really good one, we absolutely will. And then the question about, is there any more talks about inventory quantity being displayed? Yes. So for limited edition items, things that we think are going to sell out or have the potential of selling out, we are going to be adding that. So that'll be on pages where either the product is part of a sale, or if the product is something where we have 40 copies and there likely will not be another one in stock. We're calling that kind of our while it lasts, or anything where it's new, but we also know that we're not going to be getting anymore. So we'll be trying to keep quantities visual on the page for that. But for other things where we might only have one or two, we probably don't want to have it on every product page, but we're going to keep it on, especially the ones where we know, hey, this might not be lasting. So, and to make a lot more of that information easier to find. All right. Cool. Wish list. Cool. All right. If anyone else has a question for me, you can feel free to leave it in the chat or drop a comment in there. Can you make the pre-order banner? Ooh, make the pre-order banner visible in the wish list. Huh. I might be able to do that. I might. I can see. Yeah. So Crow definitely. And that's been a big part of this, is how can, because the website has been doing fantastic and people really do enjoy it. The last thing I want to do is to overly complicate it, make it cookie cutter. I really love. I've been a 15-year customer of the brick and mortar store. I've sold art to Mark. I've been a long time customer. I love the oddity that is Orbit, and I don't want to make the website anything that is too modern. So we want to make it the best that it can be, but we also recognize that SEO, how the internet works in general, it just really does require more organization, more tidiness, and to give you all those features where the search works functionally, and you're able to find things quicker, we have to move some things around and kind of restructure them. that was the biggest change. We've gotten that behind us. Everything else after this is kind of the chocolate sauce, whipped cream, and cherries. We did that big website change back in the end of July. And from there now, I think we're not going to have to make any huge radical changes, but you will be seeing new features added onto the website. Again, probably a little bit this month and then a little bit more at the start of the year, but I try to limit it down as much as possible. Any advance? I can pass it along. I mean, I think a big part of our current goal is that we're going to be able to keep those pre-orders. So the question is, any advance notice given when pre-orders are closing / cut off? A big part of this current goal with the new pre-order app is that a lot of these listings are going to be able to stay online for as long as possible. And we're not going to have to cut them off, but really until the moment we actually really receive them. And then we'll just switch it to a regular purchase. That is the ultimate goal. I think if what we could have is, and I've discussed this about potentially having it so that when a pre-order is closed, that you could be notified once it is then a new release. So if you miss it, the day it goes out, you can find out. So that's been a consideration. Yeah, so Matt, hands. I think that's hands. I'm just going to call you hands. A good thing to add is a quantity left per item. So yeah, I mentioned that earlier. We're going to do that on things that are potentially of limited stock. All right, and Zach. Also, I noticed when you go back a page, it doesn't take you back right where you left off. It has gotten better, but not always the exact spot. Is that something that being adjusted or not really? Well, I need to fix it. It's on a list, and that list is their spring cleaning, Mark. Code wise and digital spring cleaning. It'll be handled in my spring cleaning. But it is something we're aware of. I run UI and UX testing on the pages. We're trying to see if this makes, if people actually are landing on the wrong places. But that's something I do want to look at and just see if I can make, especially the browsing experience better. If anyone has any ideas out there about what would be your favorite way to browse, if some people like going just immediately into search, some people just prefer collections, other people seemingly just sit on every movie and sort by newest added and then just go that way. There's a lot of options out there. If there's any way that we can make that experience better, that's great. I love browsing the physical store. I really love it. It has possibly kept me around Asheville for much longer than it should have. But I want to hopefully bring that to the website as well. So if you have any ideas or any brainwash or subliminal messages possible to customers, how do you know that we're not already doing that? All right.
Huh?
That was a recommendation. We could put in subliminal messages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Flashing.
Yeah. Buy orbit. Buy orbit.
Consume.
Watch, enjoy. Watch and enjoy. Not consume. Watch and enjoy.
The subliminal message should be open your damn movies and watch them.
Yes. Is the issue fixed with new releases not appearing? We are working on that, and my goal is that you will actually be able to sort the new releases by the week they were released. So you'll be able to have all of that directly in order. But right now, we're just kind of doing it on a case-by-case basis. Again, we're essentially building a new ship while we're still sailing it. So there's some of these things that have been a little bit off, but you should be able to see all of those new ways of browsing soon. Feel free to also check out, we did it with pre-orders already. So if you go up to the very top header bar underneath pre-orders, you'll see by month, and you can sort by that way as well. So we hope to add that feature to the new releases as well. Yes, it did. It did have to do with the pre-order update. But that's why I'm here, is to get us to the other side. I'll let Mark close up for the day. Mark?
All right, now I'm really signing off. So thank you so much. Back at the regular scheduled time next week, which will be Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Feel free to leave questions in the comments here and subscribe if you haven't yet. I always forget to do the every YouTube video watch. You subscribe. So subscribe to us. That only helps us, and I'll learn not to cuss in the first 10 minutes, and we'll move forward from there. So anyway, have a great week, great weekend, and open your damn movies. That's my new tagline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open your damn movies.
Open your damn movies. So take care.